Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the Daily Six, a 6-minute video every weekday where we spend a few minutes pulling away from all of our ordinary responsibilities and step in to have a relationship with Jesus Christ, to contemplate, to open up the Word, spend some time together praying and searching out for God in the Scriptures. Grab a physical Bible, get it open to Matthew chapter 13. We're going to look a little deeper at this parable that Jesus taught and look a little harder at how some people hear God, other people do not, and why. And we're going to see if maybe God can't show us what's going on inside each one of us. So I hope you'll come with us. So if you're with us yesterday, we wrestled through the question asking God to show us, is there something about me, something about my heart that I need to hear from you, that I need to understand about the condition of my heart that makes me susceptible or not to hearing and understanding the Word of God? So if you spent some time in Matthew chapter 13 yesterday, you would have seen this parable. You would have soaked in it that Jesus taught about this farmer who's sowing seed, and some of the seed landing in good soil and some of it landing in bad soil. And all of this is Jesus' way of trying to create a word picture about our heart, the condition of our heart, where we are in our readiness to follow the Lord. So let's slow down a little bit more today and let's contemplate a little bit more the various types of people that Jesus is describing in this parable. You see, there's, I think, 3 different types of people, 3 different types of the condition of the heart that actually would create resistance to hearing God or the inability to hear God well. The first one Jesus talks about is the hardened heart. In verse 19, he says, this is the person who hears the message about the kingdom of heaven, and he or she doesn't understand it. But he tells us why, that the evil one, the devil, has come and snatched it away, what was being sown into the human heart. Now, this is a very real spiritual thing that happens. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4, the Apostle Paul says that the God of this age, who is the devil, the God who's kind of reigning over this world, that he has blinded the minds of people who don't believe. Otherwise, they would see the light of Christ and they would believe. And so there actually is a spiritual dynamic for the person whose their heart is blocked and they're hard and they're disinterested. And what happens then is the enemy comes along because of the hard condition of their heart. He comes along and he snatches it away. That's that when Jesus uses in the parable, that's the seed that is sown on hard packed soil, maybe a path or a gravel road or something. Seed that lands there is just, it's too hard, nothing's going to happen, it's gone. There's another kind of person, though, probably more likely these next 2 might be you or I in this parable. The next person Jesus talks about is the shallow heart. This is a person who, in the imagery, it's the seed gets planted in soil that's shallow and there's a lot of rocks and so forth. So it will spring up. Life will grow very quickly, but it won't be a kind of life that produces much. It'll be susceptible to the heat and so forth, and so it'll wear out really quickly. This is the person whose heart is wide open to receive new ideas with joy, but they're not really willing to let it go deep. This is the person who's looking for quick fixes, that just wants everything to be in a box and let's move along really fast. And maybe even there's a self-absorption that says, I want what I want and I need and I want it now. And so this person, they may hear the word, they may even open up the Bible, they may go to church, whatnot, but there's not a depth happening because they're too shallow and too quick in their mindset. The third person, what I would consider to be the distracted heart. This is the person who, verse 22, Jesus says, they received the seed that fell among the thorns. And this is like the person, the man or the woman, who hears the word, but the worries of this life, the deceitfulness of wealth, choke out the word. This is the person who is so focused on the things in life, the circumstances, the wealth, the relationships, the worries, the stress, the priorities, that the Word of God, it's there. They're taking it in. They're reading their Bibles. They're going to church. They're hearing good teachings, maybe even listening to the Christian radio. But the day-to-day pressures and stresses of life, the anxieties of life, are choking it out. And therefore, the Word's there, but it gets swallowed up. And then, of course, the fourth person is the one that it's good soil. Verse 23, Jesus said, the one who received the seed fell on good soil is the man or the woman who hears the word and understands it. And he or she will produce a crop yielding 100 or 60 or 30 times what was sown. That's what we want to be. But to get there, we have to understand the condition of our heart. Are we blocked? Are we disinterested? And therefore the enemy is blinding us? Or are we wide open, but we're so shallow and self-absorbed and maybe even immature, we just want the quick fix that we're not willing to let there be the hard work of going deep? Or are we distracted by the circumstances of life and all the pressures and the stress points and all of that we can't let the Word of God take root within us? I know you want to be the good soil, so do I. We really need to pray Psalm 139 where David said, oh God, search my heart and know me. See if there's any wicked way within me. God, reveal what is in my heart, whether it's hardened or shallow or distracted or whether it's good. I hope you'll give God more than 6 minutes today. Down in the description below, there'll be some questions that you can wrestle with and think about. You can look at, spend more time here in this parable, but then also go over to Psalm 139 and spend some time there in the words of David to contemplate this. I hope you'll do that and press in with us. Click subscribe if you want more notifications about this teaching series, this video series. And you'll also find our website, Mount Hope Loudon, mthopelowden.org, in the description below. I hope you'll come hang out with us. Thanks for being with us.